Hail the Blyzzrd.
What's a metal band that everybody hates but you love?
Necrot.
Some bands that are canceled now and shit.
Okay, then I will.
But
I don't care how I feel. Ignore how you feel.
Bro, someone spilled water in my fat bag of weed.
Fuck metal. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Blyzzrd interviews. I am here today with
Matt Young
from
King Parrot.
Excellent. Today we're just kicking off the tour within the first week or so now. We're here at Wilmington, Delaware. We're at the Queen. How has the tour been so far for you guys?
Oh, it's been awesome, man. We've had a great time. Like the first whole bunch of shows have been sold out, so it's been an incredible experience for us to play in front of the Gwar crowd. You know, like they're ready to party from the moment they get inside the venue. It's just on, man. So that suits us perfectly.
Absolutely. And you guys are kind of built around that. Just a lot of chaotic energy around your guys' music, around your fans, and perfect band for you guys in King Parrot to be opening up for Gwar.
Yeah, I agree.
I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, so we're going to be talking about the new album. It's called A Young Person's Guide to King Parrot. I believe that's the correct enunciation of that album.
Sure.
All righty. So what was the inspiration behind that album title?
You didn't work that out yet?
Not at all. I want to get it from the source himself. I guess the idea of the Young Person's Guide.
It's actually, we just ripped it off, man. Okay. It's a rip-off of King Crimson.
Okay.
The old 70s prog rock band.
Yeah.
They had a record called A Young Person's Guide too as well. And a friend of ours who's actually no longer with us, who's done a lot of our artwork and stuff over the years. He passed away a few years back. He suggested that we title the new record with that title, and in between the time when we were kind of getting it together and when we released it, he actually passed away. So and he designed the artwork and everything like that. So it's, in essence, it's a bit of a tribute to our friend Boyd that passed away, and also a bit of a tip of the hat to King Crimson, who are an awesome old band. And we always do stupid, funny shit that's taking the piss a little bit. So
absolutely, you have to. Yeah. It's in the vein of King Parrots.
Right.
You gotta laugh at yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
No, I love it. All right. Yeah. So do you have now with this new record? There's a lot of just really great bangers on there. The album's only about maybe less than 24 minutes long, I'd say about.
Yeah.
Do you have any personal tracks on there that stick out to you the most?
Well, I guess.
I know it's hard to say because it's picking amongst your children.
Yeah. And like on this tour, we've only got a short set, so we're only playing like maybe three or four, maybe off the new record. So, the ones that stick out for me, It's a Rort, is kind of thrashy, kind of slash hardcore kind of banger. We got a new video coming for that out in the next couple of weeks as well, which is going to be great.
Killer.
And Fuck You on the Horse You Rode In On is a great kind of song as well. It's got a little bit of everything with what King Parrot does. It's got some of the slower stuff, the slower, heavy, chunky, groovy stuff, but it's also got some black metal kind of grindy stuff in there as well.
Really crusty type.
Yeah, but it's also got the hooks in there too, which is important for our stuff as well. So those two probably stick out for me the most, I would say. And I like Target Pig Elite too. That's been a great
song.
Yeah, we've been playing that live as well. And the first track, Get What You Give 'Em, we've been playing that a little bit too. So yeah, there's some good ones on there, man. It was just great to do some new music after such a long time.
It was like the first record in a few years, I'd say.
Yeah, right. So yeah, the last one we put out was Ugly Produce at the end of 2017. So we put an EP out during COVID and all that stuff, hold up in the lair. But it was just nice to write and record and just get into that creative process again.
Feels nice to finally get it out there to the world.
Yeah, man. It's like you spend all this time working on it and creating it and all of that stuff, and then you just set it free. No. And it's cool. It's a good thing.
Now, you mentioned It's a Roar, and there's a bunch of other really great songs on there that have a lot of, Aussie influences. You guys hailing from Melbourne, of course, so I guess to kind of decipher it a little bit, what would you say, how would you define a Roar?
How would you define a Rort?
I would imagine if I would just say a dick.
No, a Rort is actually, it's funny because it's such a common thing in Australia to say it's a Rort. It's a rip-off. It's a scam. It's
okay.
Someone's
it's a griff.
Yeah. Someone's taking the piss out of you. So, a rort is like it's a scam, and it's a common word in Australia, and we've been saying it over here, and American people are all going, "What the hell is a rort?" So, I guess it's just,
we're used to a lot of rorts over here.
Yeah, exactly. If anyone knows a rort, it's you guys. So.
Touche. And another one I have is cunny as a dunny rat. That's one of my personal favorite tracks on the song, besides the title alone. So obviously, what is a dunny rat? How would you describe it?
Well, a dunny is a toilet.
Yeah.
A rat,
I guess, is a turd.
Is it? No, a rat is just a little rat that hangs around in the toilet.
Oh, he's just
it's like a public toilet.
Yeah, okay.
You know, like a public toilet with a little rat hanging around. You know, so it's like cunning as a dunny rat. So you're shifty. You're a fucking sly little prick, I guess.
Okay, you're sneaky like a snake.
Yeah.
No, I get it. All right, I like it. All right. Right. So also, you guys being an Aussie and growing up there, probably since birth, I'd assume.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I guess, how would you guys discover new music there growing up in Melbourne?
Well, I mean, Australia's got a really great scene, like a really cool underground metal and music scene, so we're pretty spoiled down there. Melbourne's a big city, and probably like the center of like the music scene, and like the other cities have got great scenes, but I think Melbourne, we're kind of like spoiled for the creativity and the arts and music and stuff. So there's a lot of great bands.
It's like a central hub for everything in a sort.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So it's been great to be able to grow up there and to be able to be in part of the scene there and since we were kids, so but like same as anywhere, like there's great record stores, and there's so like we were like hunting around in little metal stores in the city and finding the new records, finding the patches and the shirts like everyone else. So it just took a little bit longer, I guess, back in those days when we were growing up, for that stuff to come through to Australia. But, we eventually got it,
No, yeah. And like it took, I guess, it always took a few years, I guess, for the bands to come through.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess now that the world's opened up a lot, it's like, there's bands touring all the time in Australia constantly. So it's great. And also, now Australian bands can come over here and do our thing over here as well, which wasn't such a thing back in the day,
Now, how would you compare touring, I guess, to touring in Australia? Like if you're doing an Australian run, let's say 2 weeks, versus, doing a run here in the States?
Well, I mean,
obviously between the scenery and all that, but as far as like the crowds, the venues.
Well, I mean, it's similar in terms of that stuff, but I guess like crowds, venues, similar kind of stuff. Just there's a lot less cities, man. There's a lot less cities to play. There's a lot less places to play. Over here, we can come out and do a tour like this where we're out here for 6 weeks and we're just playing like, 6 days a week, having a day off a week.
Yeah.
And people come out. And I think my observation too is that like heavy music is more accepted culturally in America than it probably is in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah,
really?
I would say that, you can flick through the radio here in America and you can generally hear some heavy metal or something like that, but you won't hear that in Australia at all. Really, unless you're listening
specifically
at 10 o'clock at night or midnight or something to some community radio station or something. So I would say culturally, I think heavy music is more ingrained in the fabric of society here, but we're trying out there, like we're doing it. There's so many bands. There is a great scene. Don't get me wrong.
Do you have a couple we could recommend for us to check out? I know before we were talking about Hidden Intent from there too.
Yeah. The guys from Hidden Intent are doing great stuff. They've been out actually touring with an old school band called Mortal Sin recently. So that's kind of been a bit of a thing in Australia recently, but oh man, there's so many bands that I like. Some of my favorites at the moment, a band called Chuff from Melbourne. They're great. They're an awesome band called Astro Death from Sydney, doing great stuff. Okay. I love Extortion. They're a great band. Off the top of my head, man. I mean, Blood Duster have been out playing shows again. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Yeah, I've heard them before.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's just a handful there for you, bro.
Absolutely. You know, just a little bit of homework for us.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
all,
one more. My buddy's band, World Fucker. You got to check out World Fucker.
World Fucker. All right, we're going to check out World Fucker
Yeah,
next. I know you guys are currently on tour with Gwar and Soulfly.
Yeah.
You guys have just been doing a lot of touring over the past few years, too. Opening for Pantera, for Lamb of God, Amon Amarth. How do you keep up with it, I guess, physically and mentally in the mindset?
Well, yeah, I guess, you know, I mean, I've been clean and sober for a long time, bro. I've been clean and sober for like 14 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you, bro. And yeah, you know, it's just I just try and look after myself these days. I did plenty of, you know, messing around when I was younger and wasn't really achieving the things I wanted to achieve in life. And since I was able to get clean and sober, I've been able to focus in on the band stuff a lot more and do the business stuff a bit more and take it a little bit more seriously. And so that's been my thing. You know, we try and eat well. We try and get some good rest. You know, we're going to Planet Fitness in the morning. You know, we get our bus driver to pull up in the car parking lot, and we go in and do a workout and get the day started the right way.
Get a shower, do something.
Yeah, man, we do all that stuff.
It's good to have a routine with that.
Yeah, man, we just try and do that each day, and it's been a great way to tour that we've kind of worked that out. And I got to shout out to my bros from Psychroptic who introduced.
Oh yes, another awesome. How did I forget Psychroptic? I'm sorry, Psychroptic.
Yeah. So my buddy Dave and Todd from Psychroptic are like, man, you got to get the Planet Fitness membership, you know. And so now we do the Planet Fitness thing, and we go and like do the workout in the morning, get on the hydro massage chair. And, it's awesome, man.
All the preps in King Parrot, I can see it.
And then we get to the venue at like, you know, whenever we get here, like lunchtime or just after lunch, and load in, and we're ready to go, feeling good.
But like that massage chair probably helps out because you're like jumping up on stage and you're going crazy on stage and all that.
Yeah, man, exactly. I just sort of focus on the back of
neck,
the head and the neck area where I'm like,
or the whiplash and all that. Everything's building up there over the years.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, when you're bald, you know, like you've got to headbang properly and convincingly. Like you can't.
It's easy to get away with the hair. I will.
The hair, you can kind of just do it a little bit more like.
Yeah, because the hair's doing everything.
Right.
Trust me.
I've got to do the full thing.
But you know what though? I gotta give respect to like if you don't have a lot of hair or you're bald and you can still headbang better than people with long hair. That's a real headbanger.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you tonight.
Oh, exactly. We'll see it. So I know you guys have been, like I said, you were touring with Pantera and Lamb of God and Amon Amarth. How much is, I guess you would say, with Phil Anselmo's impact on the bands, with this new record being out on Housecore Records, what would you say his impact on the band has been with you guys?
Oh, well, you know, like Housecore Records and Philip in particular have been massive supporters of our bands for a long time, man. It's been over a decade now. And I think we first came in contact with them through the I Hate God dudes. We played with I Hate God at a festival out in Australia right when we were starting, and they kind of got on board with us, and so we've been friends with all that New Orleans crew for a long time, man. And I don't know,
second home kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. So we sort of go in there and rehearse and get started when we do tours down there, and they've just become family to us, and it's been a beautiful thing to be part of, and incredibly grateful for the support that we get. And you know, it's nice to be able to come halfway across the world and get to a place and feel at home and feel welcome and all of that. So yeah, we're you know, forever grateful for that relationship. It's been brilliant.
No, that's incredible. I love it. It just shows you these things can just kind of happen out of nowhere. You can just kind of bond these relationships that last your lifetimes. You never know where it's going to take you.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. And that's certainly been that, you know, and it's a, you know, it's a pretty cool position to be in for a band like us, you know, like from all the way in Australia, of all the bands that, you know, that he could have picked to support, you know, and it's not just us that he supports. There's plenty of bands on Housecore that get the opportunities and the and the exposure that comes with it. So, but you know, like we've been grateful to be able to tour with a lot of Phillips bands, and obviously when Pantera started doing their thing.
I remember. I think it was last year, or I think about 3 years ago when they did the initial Pantera tour. You guys would always come out during Walk and all that.
Yeah.
There was like you guys and the Child Bite guys will come out there too.
Yeah. So they're Child Bite's another band that have we've done a lot of shows with Child Bite over the years too, and they're on this sort of part of the housecore stable as well. So we've made lots of great friends as a result of that connection.
Fantastic. I love it. We got the show today. You guys go on at 7:30. What can we expect from King Parrot going forward into 2026? Can we expect any new music? I know it's only been a year since the albums came out. Can we expect anything else coming up?
Well, we got a little bit of tour. We're going to go to New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first time we've been there in a while. So we're going to. It's been a few years since we've been over there. So we're going to go and do New Zealand when we get back, and few places in Australia that we haven't got to that are a little bit off the beaten track. We like to play a lot of what we call regional shows. Okay. So that's like not in the main cities and stuff. So there's still a few that we haven't played on our album launch tour yet. So we've got about 4 or 5 that we're going to do in Australia for that. And then, maybe some Europe a bit later in the year. We're still working on that as well. And we've written one new song since the album came out, but we've been really focusing on touring and stuff. So when we get home, I think we've got 3 or 4 months where we're just going to be jamming. So we're going to start getting creative again, getting those ideas flowing, and try and get this another new record moving, and we'll see
while the momentum's there.
Yeah, that's it, man. It's all been happening, and it's all been such a positive thing for us off the back of this new record. So we're just going to keep rolling, and we'll see where we go.
Alrighty. Anything else you want to tell the fans out there? Anything where we can find you online? Anything you want us to check out?
Yeah, well, you can check us out at kingparrot.net. That's our website. Housecore Records here in the US for all our like lots of merch and vinyl, and I think we've got an indie merch store there as well. So there's stuff out there if you want to find it, but all the links are at kingparrot.net.
Fantastic. Youngie, thank you so much for taking it.
Appreciate it.
Everybody, make sure you check out King Parrot. They're on tour right now with Gwar on the Gwar Strikes Back tour with Soulfly and King Parrot. They're there early. Get there early to see them. Make sure you guys like the video, comment down below your favorite part, and make sure you're following King Parrot on their socials. Be on my socials. All the merch and links down below. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.